the recording and do the
Okay.
normal meeting, because this is not really possible to do it that way. Okay, so once again, hello everybody. I officially start the meeting. It's 2013, and if you don't mind, I would be chairing the meeting. And standard procedure, we are seeking for someone who would be willing to volunteer as a secretary for the respective meeting.
Me.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you are the one responsible for the minutes. Recording is currently being done on my local station, and I will upload it later on. A link for the minutes will be resended in a minute to the Jitsi chat, and
so it is working. So now it is streaming. I don't know what you did, but it is streaming, and we are on live.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's wonderful. I don't understand this Google magic, but it's definitely nice from them that after 10 minutes we were able to manage them, that it is up and running. Okay. So anyway, participants, I believe we are all here except of Octavia. Is Octavia here?
Octavia is there, yeah.
Octavia is there. So Octavia is here, and the only missing then is probably Marketa, who cannot participate because of health reasons. So we are definitely able to take decisions, and I would like to propose some agenda. You can find the proposed points at lines 28 plus further. Of course, like if, should you be willing to discuss something more, please just state it. Are there any proposals for agenda? I will just switch to panel view so I can see if someone is raising hand. No one is raising hand, so the agenda as proposed should be reports of the activity, then call for the council meeting, statute changes, budget 2021 should be there, reply from
21, yeah.
PP Italy, and other business. So should you be fine with this agenda, please state it by voting at lines 39, 40, 41.
Or if you speak loud and clear, I can cast your vote and just type your name at line 39.
Mm-hmm.
Gamitra, can you hear us, or you still have some trouble? Gamitra can hear us, but at least 5 minutes ago, but
Okay. Either Gamitra cannot switch on the mic or she can't hear us. That's not good. Well, I see there are like 6 pluses currently. So I think the agenda should be considered approved. And we could go straightly to the point 1, which are reports of the activity. Is there anything anyone would like to report for the others? I see no raised hands. From my side, I think I would not report anything exceptional. Apart, like, yeah, we are normally running and producing stuff on the social media, so that's what's happening. And if there is then probably nothing special to report, then we should go to the first point, which is call for the council meeting. As you
Mikuláš, sorry, maybe I can give you just a little update from the ECI perspective.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we will have another meeting tomorrow. But anyway, the November the 5th is it would be 95% the date of starting the collecting signatures. And I would only just I want to say that due to pirates, basically, and especially German pirates, but generally speaking, all pirates, but especially German pirates are giving a great support for this initiative, and we are now actually collecting also some money, not only from Italy, but also from other countries like Germany and Netherlands and so on, and probably also Sweden. And we focused the key, basically all our major countries. That means that we are just after a lot of briefing with the European, let's say, staff that help us to preparing this initiative. We are focusing on, let's say, 9 basic countries, and probably after I don't know if we're even the website is still now as just a bit is still in trouble, but anyway, we're just almost fine with Open Collective software, so we will probably use the Open Collective software for our collecting signature stuff. And I think that's all from my side.
So just for me to understand, is there something we could already like publish on our channels, or because my understanding since like quite former time was that we are not yet ready to present anything to our followers.
I think that we once we really I mean, when the day of the starting signature will be official, I think that's the right time. I think probably even a couple of weeks before, because actually they told us that we should be ready with the software, and then the most important period is just when we would like to just not create an online event, but at least do something officially. And just because, people is just, you cannot say, hey, 2 months from now, book this, save this date, we will launch. Just a couple of weeks before probably will be the best time to spread everything to our social. I mean, our website or our Twitter account, Facebook account, and so on. So more or less next week, or even the week after.
Okay, so if I'm understand it correctly, for the next board meeting, you will probably bring us something
Correct.
which is supposed to be spread on social media, and we will give the final go to let's make it happen. Yep.
Correct. And even the website it contributes with several languages.
That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful, because then I think we will have all the tasks from the council meeting kind of like fulfilled, because that would be great. Okay, then. Anything more to report? Bastian is raising hand, so please speak.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The problem is that we have we took a motion to the Bundesvorstand of Germany, and it's very complicated to make some explanations what we are needing for the ECI and so on, because there are no informations about the ICE which are very helpful. So it was very problematic to convince the Bundesvorstand that we will be able to spend some money for this initiative. I think we have to make in German to have a Erklärbär, some tool who is pretty fine for the boards of the parties who have to support this initiative. That we can start on the 5th of November. Not even we have spent half a year for waiting to do nothing. It's a we have in the initiative, we have a start of that initiative, registration, and everybody thinks that's the start of the initiative to collect some signatures. And we have to declare that's not that. It's like an Aufstellungsversammlung in Germany. It's like a start of the whole campaign for registration. The registration had been done, very nice, and the counting point is the 5th of November. We need some help, some things on a website, whatever, to declare what's happening and what we need for something. I think the other pilot parties in Europe have the same problem, to spend some money, because they have the same question: what's going on with the money? So we need this report system and so on and so on. Then it's easy to support this initiative. Thank you.
Now I'm a bit puzzled. I thought that effectively we are talking about an initiative, or like, let's say, a budget for campaign that is being run by this or like, who is actually running the campaign budget? Because if there is no one, then probably it is supposed to be run under each respective organization which is supporting the initiative. Isn't it that way?
Well, let me just clarify a little thing. Actually, to just put the initiative on the European Commission and let that approved last May, as you remember, the first step was to create an association, and like a non-governative association organization or something like this, that we did. We did this, and we invite in this association all the first seven people that are actually member of the association that present the initiative itself. The first Flori was one of them, and we have also Dario was one of them. Ji Yong was one of them. Our Marco Confalonieri from Sweden, let's say the Italian-Swedish pirate, was one of them, and then of course Gregory was one of them, and so on. Gamitra was one of them, and every single euro that comes from everybody. The first one was just 1,000 euro. that we collect from Wikimedia Italy has to be published. Literally, it's not something that we can hide or just, you know, oh, we don't know. What we're doing right now is what we need absolutely right now is to grow up, just to have a plan. We can spend this on you know, just spreading the word on Facebook, advertising or whatsoever. For now, the money are there, and we didn't spend a single euro cent. Because of what? Not because we are just try to go to Panama with this money, but just that actually we are still in the phase that we really creating the network. Because I participated to 3 panel with the European Commission, let's say helpers, and they told us that before starting the campaign, you should create the most relevant network and focusing the targeting countries. Because they saw that the mission point with the ECI is that maybe you collect 2 million signatures in Germany or in Italy, and you fail to reach the goal in all the other 7 countries. So we still targeted these 9 countries, that major countries that are Italy, France, and by the way, I think that, and so on. I don't want to bother you. I think that maybe we can share with the European, with the board, and so with all the European pirates, we can share our minutes and our let's say, because we have a lot of them. We are just having one meeting every 10 days. So it's just the 2nd, the 12th, and the 22nd, and then the 2nd, 12th, and so on, each month. So basically, Bastian is right, but the reason why we don't know, we didn't say, hey, this is the budget we want to spend on, I don't know, hiring a good copywriter, or do a online event. It is because actually we still have not this plan. That doesn't mean that we will never have this plan, but for now, money is not the priority number 1. Network is the priority number 1. That's it.
Bastian would like to speak. Before we go further, do I understand correctly that we are actually discussing budget of a third-party NGO, which is not part of the PPEU?
Correct.
So there are some like personal overlaps. It's really not, let's say, our responsibility to decide about like how this budget will be spent. If I understand it correctly, we are mandated by the council to provide support to this respective NGO, but we have not yet been even requested for this support. That's my understanding of the state of play. Is it so?
Yes, it is. And actually, I think that in the budget that we approved, we don't have a specific item for. We didn't approve a specific item for in 2020 for the ECI. Because if we did, then I have to transfer money as a treasurer to this NGO. But actually we didn't. So what we are promised to this initiative is just to, you know, our network, our energies, and the power of our endorsement. That's it.
I can imagine we could use part of our budget to do the promotion of the initiative on our channels, but so far we have nothing to work with, so it's a bit complicated to do promotion of something we have not in our hands.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about before, right?
Okay, then I would probably consider that to be, let's say, solved for now, because we are waiting as this NGO will provide some inputs to us, and as it happens, then we can use our resources to support it. Okay, so I guess that's all for the reports of activity. No one is raising the hand anymore, so we could go for the call for the council meeting. That's actually something we need to do because of the statutes in order to make council meeting happen. Otherwise, it would not happen. So we should call the council. Last time we have discussed to do it online on the weekend of 28th, 29th of November. I don't know, had anyone received any feedback that would kind of like contradict the plan, or shall we take it as planned? Okay, I see no one reporting any feedback. Neither me. So I hope that all the interested council members were kind of like following the board meetings so that they are aware. And I think we should have a formal decision to call for council meeting on that respective date. Plus, we should probably, in this decision, propose some agenda. I guess the agenda for the council meeting is something that could be like later on changed, but we should, as a board, provide sort of like draft of things that has to happen or should happen. Of course, like council can decide not to elect the new board. That's definitely its power. However, I think it would not be really wise. Regarding the agenda, I guess we should definitely call for board election. That's something which will happen because our mandate will end up at the beginning of the next year, I believe.
Nicolas, sorry, can you tell me once again if you're going to do this in 2 days, right, or only one? Because I can't remember. I do apologize, but I had a problem last meeting, so I can't remember. Is 2 days, right, or one?
Well, last time I think we have spoken about 2 days. I'm quite open to have a discussion on that topic, but definitely there is some agenda we need to discuss. So, and Katla is willing to speak, so please do.
Yeah, hi guys. I just wanted to apologize for dropping the ball on the assessment thing. I forgot. There isn't much else to say about it. I just simply forgot. And sorry about that. But, you know, I'll do my best to not forget more. Okay.
Well, that happens, yeah. Like, I hope that all the interested council members can follow these meetings and can be informed that we have this intention. Like, we have discussed that on last two meetings, so it should be not that much surprising. And anyway, we planned a council meeting for November, so that was discussed more than half year, and we do it at that time all the time. I think a part of call for board election, we should have a discussion on the budget for 2021. That's something that should happen before start of 2021, so that we would or the next board will be mandated to kind of like spend money during the next year. Otherwise, they would not be allowed to do so. So that's something which should happen as well. And the last council meeting mandated us to do the status change for to make it possible to approve new members under let's say softened conditions. I think we should have generally a report of the board, what had been done, including financials. And these are, let's say, things that are mandatory for the upcoming council meeting, but definitely there is a space to do some other stuff. I don't know whether you have anything in mind, any one of you.
Well, speaking about me as a treasurer, you remember that we were meeting together last February before the big explosion and the European lockdown, and we tried to do something, right? But I think we failed. I mean, actually, we approved the budget, 2020 budget, and I don't know if you are actually because I think that we didn't spend a single euro cent, right, on our let's say we prepare a budget and we approved it in May and on our last council meeting, and well, actually I still just I'm not able to take in charge anything. Even if you say, hey, pay this for the European pirates, I cannot. Actually, I can only collect money but not pay anything. So I will.
Well, from the practical point of view, the possibility to pay money from that respective account is still Marketa still has the power to do so in practical terms. So should you be willing to do some transfer, she's definitely able to do that transfer. When we are talking about what have we paid or should we paid, I believe we have had spending approved in, and now from the top of my head, I would say February or March, when we have decided to start paying for this Mattermost server. So far, I know we have not yet paid the respective costs. However, I think it is time to kind of like ask for the invoice and pay the invoice. Plus, I believe the invoice shall be probably published on our wiki. That's the solution we would probably or should probably take, or what you think.
Well, for sure. I mean, it's not a problem to I mean, to get Marketa's help, of course. And of course, I'm totally in favor to pay all the invoices because it seems that we are just not doing our. It's a little job. It's not actually anything enormous or monstrous. It's just little stuff.
Okay, so I think before the council meeting, we should probably finalize this bureaucracy administration so that it is done, and we can transfer the bookkeeping in a proper form for the next board. Are we agreed on the process of whatever is spent from that respective account? The invoices are being published on the wiki of European Pirates. Is it our way how to do it? Alessandro?
Yes, it's fine for me.
So I think we will do it that way, that you will receive the invoice, and as you approve the payment and publish the wiki, it will be paid by Marqeta. So Octavia is raising a question. There should be a process of transparent accounting, right? Yes, there should be one, and so far we have had none, which means probably we need sort of like specific section in the wiki. Octavia is willing to speak.
It's just in regards to being GDPR compliant to make sure that we're not sharing any personally identifiable information that we shouldn't be. And so, I mean, Alessandro can help you in writing some of the procedural stuff for the transparent accounting if you want help or need help.
Well, that's probably reasonable. I mean, usually an invoice should not have any personal data on that, shouldn't it? Or?
Yeah, it depends on what we're talking about. If we are talking about paying a service from a company, it's very easy. It's the company name, company address, fiscal, ID, and then money. So, but this is, you cannot hide anything. It's fully public. Of course, when you have some just as little as it can be, a contract is just I pay you, you give me a service, then you provide me an invoice, and I pay you for the service you provide me. So there shouldn't be any personal information that cannot be published. But I second Octavia, she's right, and then we can just have to check that everything is doing the right way. It would be very, very, frustrating to just publish something with personal data.
Do we need any sort of like methodic for that, or are kind of like all the questions that could arise covered?
If you're talking about me, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I just I can help you. I think all the service that has to be paid. I think that they're basically related to the IT stuff, and that's it. I can just help you even to to publish everything, to ask for invoices, so everything should be set up and ready for the next board. For the next council meeting. That will be on November. Sorry if I do apologize. I cannot remember the date. It's the 21st and 22nd of November, right?
28, 29.
Sorry. Okay, 28, 29. Okay.
Like the important aspect is, if it is on 28, 29, we still can propose a statute change on the next board meeting, which is then next point on our agenda we have to discuss. Well, so there will be a report of the board on the agenda. Anything more we are willing to include there, or I would maybe include a specific point on the agenda, motions from the members, so that it is clear we are expecting someone to be initiative or. And speaking about the expected timelines, I think last time we mostly spent a whole day just doing the candidates for the board needs to be put 6 weeks before. I thought it's 8. It's 4, but. Which means, like, should we be calling for the meeting now? Effectively, all the respective international coordinations and so on have almost like 3 weeks to prepare nominations and statute changes. So this should be sufficient. I will maybe check to be absolutely sure if it's really 4 weeks. Election of the board members. But I've realized that actually our statutes in the web page are not yet updated, so we need to do proper updates on both wiki and web page and check the compatibility. Is there anyone willing to volunteer on that process?
I have a dumb question. Where can we find the current statutes if they're not on Wiki?
Well, I think some of the changes that were approved in Milan are not really published, and I'm now wondering why. Because the web page is more or less like copy-pasted wiki. That's one I've created, but for some reason we have not managed to update the wiki probably. Or is wiki updated? I think we have a list of changes that were approved. I think we've done that in order to be registered in the Luxembourgish Commerce of Business. However, it's not updated there. So, who would be volunteering?
Sorry, Mikuláš, to interrupt, but probably Honza was telling if they're not updated, where we can find the source, right?
Well, one of the sources should be the Luxembourgish Chamber of Commerce, because all the respective changes from Milan were submitted there. That was one of the changes we have done during January. Or other way around, I think we can go through the minutes from Milan and update the statutes as well. That's also possible. But I think definitely what does not work that way, as it is written now in the version that is published, that election of the board shall take place at the first council meeting of the year, because that's something we have changed. and it's not changed here. Yep, and all the nominations shall be done at least a month prior to the meeting at which elections takes place. So it's exactly months and not not 4 weeks nor 6 weeks, which is weird, but still it works that way. That there should be theoretical time until 28th of 28th of October, which is like 17 days for that purpose. Yeah. Is there anything more we should add to the agenda?
Do you want to have anything like a motivational visitor or something like that?
You mean invited guests
Yes,
or guest speech?
but just not like any guest, like a motivational guest. I mean, a fun guest. A fun guest.
Well, that's definitely an interesting idea. Maybe we just add a guest session here to the list and decide later on what is part of the, or who will be part of the guest session. Shouldn't we? Hanzo?
Yeah, sure.
I think PPI has even a paragraph in its statutes that says that each member of the board is allowed to bring one person to the meetings as a guest. Who, of course, they don't have any voting rights and so on, but like they can take part in. And I think like as far as I've seen, like we occasionally have guests here, so you know, I don't see the problem. Do we need some formal framework for that, or just whatever?
I'm
Well-
obviously not talking about like a participant guest, or or observer. I'm talking about like a person that will talk about pirate-related things, like we've had in our meetings before.
I think it's pretty normal for general assemblies to have, let's say, a speech from guest members from other parties and stuff like that. So I would expect, or some parliamentarians maybe, I would expect something like that taking place also here. But we definitely do not need to decide on the guest session right now. Like, there will be someone chairing the council meeting during when it happens, and probably the chair or the chairing team will be kind of like inviting the respective people. However, we can prepare sort of like a list of invitations until, let's say, the next board meeting. Or like we should have theoretically at least 2 board meetings before the council meeting, which means there is a plenty of time to finalize the list of guests.
It would be great to have, I don't know, Snowden or Assange or even the Tikhanovskaya from Belarus, no, actually from Lithuania, because it's an online meeting, so.
That's for sure. Well, like, should we be? Can we add this discussion on the guest session for the next board meeting so that we can like refresh our contacts and bring some proposals until next time? Like when calling for the meeting, I will include the guest session there, but I will not specify which guests are inside.
Sounds good, Nicholas.
Plus, I would maybe add specific time slot for initiatives from the members, because as we have learned from all our meetings previously, people are usually providing initiatives on, say, program or maybe statute changes. So we should keep some time slot open for that purpose. The deadline for initiatives, I think for statutes, it is given by statutes. It's 4 weeks before, and the, let's say, other resolutions can be theoretically submitted a day before, which is inconvenient. However, it's up to council whether it takes it into account. It's not our decision, so I think we cannot do any specific deadline. Yeah, okay. Alessandro is raising hand.
Yeah, Mikosh, I say, I don't know if I correctly understand, but you want to call for the next council meeting next week, right?
Effectively, what I'm now planning to do is to take this proposed agenda plus the date of a council meeting as a resolution, put it to the voting here in the board, and should it be approved, then I will, let's say, tomorrow send out an email. Please, there will be council meeting. This is the draft agenda, and submit your inputs.
Because if it is so, it would be nice to give them. We know that they can, all members can just have propositions and all initiatives just the day before, and then the council can decide to accept or not. But it would be great to suggest them, to propose them, to not to arrive at the very last minute before, and let's say propose not a deadline, but let's say still I don't know, November the 15th or whatsoever. So all the board members, all the council members, all the members can have this initiative at least 10 days or a couple of weeks in their hands, because it you know, in Milan I can remember that the enormous work that our Icelandic guys that did regarding the code of conduct, but you know, we're not doing this in May when it's not on presence, it's just online. I think it's a bit more complicated to just have draft and then discuss in the meantime, and in the meantime have the council meeting running. That's my, let's say, 2 cents.
I definitely do agree. I think like we should initiate the members to submit their initiatives rather earlier than later, because that very much simplifies the process for the others. And I think this time we have a lot of time. Like we have really not procrastinated and started early enough. So I think it should go smoothly. I will send out the drafted agenda, let's say tomorrow, so that it happens and people have time to prepare their initiatives. Good. Is there anything more we should add to the drafted agenda, or could we vote on that? If no, then let's have a vote, please. Will you, Alessandro, copy paste that respective line there, or should I? I would be specific that the agenda is draft agenda, because definitely the council can decide whatever they want to add. There are some people copy pasted there, which is probably not good. So right now on the line 67, oh, okay. So it's deleted and everyone has to.
Sorry, you cast your vote just before I. Yeah. Actually,
Okay, casting the votes. It's on line 67, 68, 69. Currently, Gamitra Mikuláš in favor. The others are being evaded. Octavia, Honza, Katla. Good. So should you have the opportunity, please sign in. I see at least 6 votes in favor. So I would say the draft agenda and the invitation and the date specifically is approved, and we can start the preparation. So I will send it out tomorrow. And should there be would there be anyone to help me preparing with preparations of the wiki? There are not many volunteers.
Tomorrow I cannot. If it's on Tuesday, I can help you, but tomorrow I cannot. I'm sorry.
I think we don't need to have the wiki tomorrow. I think what is needed is to set up to send out the invitation, which is something I will do. But the maintenance of the wiki is, so to say, a continuous process that will probably have to take place during the whole process.
In that case, I can help you. We lost the Excel, right?
That's most unfortunate.
Don't think so. I'm here.
Oh, great.
So why don't you cast your vote?
Tactically evading the others' decisions. Okay, so I guess we have resolved the call for the council meeting. There is a need to make a proposal for status changes. I would probably not draft it here because it would take quite a long time to discuss it. But I would rather maybe organize a special meeting to prepare the respective statute change. What do you think about it? There are no strong opinions.
I agree, but it seems that I'm, you know, it seems that I'm speaking all the time, and I don't want to speak all the time. I would like to, you know, wait some time.
So I would propose to do the following process. We could meet, let's say, on Friday evening. I don't know, like, is it fine for you? And have a discussion about like how to exactly do the statute changes in order to make them consistent and so on. Is anyone objecting Friday this week at 20 Central European time, or is it
For a board meeting?
convenient? No. I would do let's say a working group meeting and prepare the respective statute change in, let's say, lower amount of people, and then bring the statute change or the proposal to the board meeting, which will happen in 2 weeks. and do the final decision on that proposal in the board meeting, so that we as a board propose the proposal for change here. So there is, let's say, at least one proposal that should achieve the expected goal and is well prepared. I mean, the working group meeting should probably not be restricted to only board members. I think anyone should participate, but it's definitely not necessary that everyone participates, because it's just a preparation for the next board meeting.
And are you deciding on the time of the work meeting before having all the participants, that you're going to have? Or...
Well, we could do it other way around. Like, should there be people declaring that they want to participate in this working group session, then we could sort of organize a doodle.
Yeah. I don't know. I would be happy to help with whatever I can, but I will not be doing it on a weekend. I am free every weeknight to work, but not Friday night.
I'm fine as well with any other, let's say, day in this week when we are talking about evenings. And I don't know, is there anyone who would be willing to participate in this working group?
Sure, put it down.
Yeah. Also, for me, depends on time and date. For instance, on Wednesday, I cannot.
I can also do it, but I don't know anything about programming or web design, so you just have to tell me what to do.
Well, very much. We need to take our existing statutes, and last council meeting mandated us to propose a change in order to provide parties that are not bearing name pirates or term pirates in their names opportunity to join as observer members. So this needs to change. I guess there will be only like 1 or 2 lines changed within the existing statutes. However, we should check that and prepare if it's sufficient and it's working, or should we do should we be willing to do some other changes? Would be probably good to discuss it as well. So we are not talking about web design, we are talking about like legal work, so to say. Exile.
Yes, let me propose to add to this working group the thing of statute changements made in Milano, which not in the wiki. This would be a good warm-up for working with the statutes, and then make this new changes for the next council meeting.
So should we use that opportunity to also update the wiki, if I understand correctly?
Correct, as you asked, and there was no volunteer. I think this is something which is quite related, so we can take the advantage.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. I don't know, should we be talking about, let's say, Thursday evening? Would it be better, Katla? Sandro? Monza?
Sure.
Thursday is fine for me.
Octavia is also saying Thursday.
Yeah, I can't on Thursday, but I don't know. You can give me some task maybe that I can do before or after.
I think I can download the respective summary of statute changes, and you can update the wiki. If you would be volunteering, that would solve the issue already. Exile, please speak.
Yes, and regarding this issue, because I was checking once again in the European Pirates Wiki right now. The problem we have that there is a site made regarding the council meeting in Milano, and there is also a link to a pad which gives the my notes of Milano, but the link is not working anymore. Refused to work, I think about 3 months ago, something like this. So Alessandro, if you can, would be good if you bring a copy of the my notes from Milan meeting to this working group.
Yeah, sure. I'll check it about this.
Okay, then we have to clarify that, because I believe that the minutes are in the wiki as well, but obviously something is not perfect. Great. Okay, so meanwhile we will update on the status of the minutes. Plus, we should have a meeting for the status changes at Thursday evening. I think I will announce it in the Mattermost as well for the people who would be willing to come, and maybe via email. Great. Okay, that's regarding the statute changes, and we could go back to the issue next time. We need also to prepare budget for 2021, and I guess this is mainly Alexandros' tasks, isn't it? But we should probably provide some inputs for that.
Yeah, otherwise it's just giving numbers. Actually, I can proactive ask all of you, but we are all here. I mean, maybe what we can do regarding budget, because I know that the board is an executive group and has to provide everything, but the most important thing is that a real executive group should empower members just to to provide at least, if not feedbacks, propositions. Otherwise it seems that everything is done by because it has to be done, right? It's very easy to do things that has to be done, but I think that they are not good cakes. If you
mean we should be collecting some feedback from the members regarding what's their priorities?
I would like to at least try to ask our members, even we have an email list. Just we would just send them a link or an invitation for the next council meeting and say, "Oh, you see that at the point number 3 there is the proposal for the budget proposal for 2021 that we will have to approve all together or on the next council meeting, right?" So before getting the things done, by a treasurer or by a chairperson or a vice chairperson or whatsoever, if you have proposal or something, because it's just like a way to see that we are the European party and not just like 9 guys just volunteering, copy and pasting wiki, because I know that has to be done, and I know that the wiki has to be perfect, the website has to be perfect, but there is no life out there. I mean, that's my opinion.
Well, what is your idea of the process? Because my understanding what should happen as the process would be that there will be a specific point on the agenda of the council meeting which is discussing a proposal for the budget. There should be at least one proposal of the budget provided by the board, by us. Plus, we should give the opportunity for the members to provide, let's say, amendments or alternative proposals if they are not satisfied. Is it the way? How do you understand it?
Well, I mean, when we will have a discussion in the next council meeting, what would probably happen? I would show the result of the incoming spendings whatsoever, the being adherent or not to the budget 2020, and then I will just present the budget 2021, right? And then we will have let's say 30 minutes debate to be large enough, where we will have, let's say, 14, 15, maybe 20 members. And I don't think most of them just say, okay, I'm just here, I have nothing to say, I will say yes, or I will say no. Or probably, it's not the real. When we build something together, that means that we all arrive to a meeting with at least something we have thinking about before in advance, right? Not only me, because I'm the treasurer. Of course, I'm the treasurer, and I will for sure. That's for sure. But and this is not because I want to do this. I don't want to do this, and I want that everybody do this. But even with me, if I had an interaction, it would be much more easier to present something that is, let's say, not approved by design, but just something built, not only from my mind. Of course, then everybody can object something, and for sure there will be a public speaking where the group can change their minds, change the decision, but I think that participation is something a little different.
Okay, I would do it. I would do it in a following way. We theoretically have no deadline for submitting the proposal on budget, which means we have this and the next upcoming 2 meetings to, let's say, prepare something and bit polish it in order to have some nice proposal. And of course, like, we can include during this process of polishing of proposal, we can of course include our members. I mean, like, I would definitely include the discussion about the budget 2021 also for the next 2 meetings, if it's more reasonable. And maybe if you want to collect the feedback, you can send out an email asking the members for the proposals, what they are expecting from the new budget.
Okay, I got it. I will.
From my side, I would say I would start with the budget from the we have approved for 2020, and use it as a, let's say, a base for further changes, because I think the most of the calculations we have done in the beginning of this year are more or less like correct, and we could reproduce it for the next year. I think the caps for spendings are somehow set up reasonably. The bigger problem is to spend them. Okay. And are there any more inputs regarding the budget? because otherwise I would conclude the point with the decision that we will include that respective point to the next meeting and clarify it while Alessandro is kind of like collecting the feedback from our members. Okay. I see no hands risen, so we can go further to the point number 5, which is the reply from Pirate Party of Italy. I guess most of you have probably noticed that Pirate Party of Italy replied to our request from the last board meeting. I will send you the link to the reply, but I believe most of you have already seen that. Okay, so the reply is on the line 76. You can find the respective link. I think there is no there is quite exhaustive description of the technical systems and changes within the party, including some disputes that were ongoing there. I don't know. Are there any opinions regarding what shall we do with this reply? Alessandro?
Sorry, I missed last board meeting, but as the previous one, I remember that we suggest to address this matter to our Code of Conduct Council, isn't it? Am I wrong?
I guess so. I think that was our plan. While we have conditioned that with the Pirate Party of Italy requesting our help. Octavia?
Yeah, we've danced around this a couple of times, and I suggested last or maybe this week on the Mattermost, I think, or on the Signal in light of new developments as well, that we send this. I find it. For me, I think I have said all that I have to say on the matter, and I've heard many words and comments on this. Of different opinions. I'm ready to just go ahead and vote, as I do think it is the natural progression to send this to the Code of Conduct Council at this point. So I'm ready to just cast a vote and say whether we do this or not. There was 4 or 5 of us, including Marketa, that had said that they were ready as well. Mikuláš, you asked that we perhaps just take it up at the meeting today. So I just, at this point, I'm ready to just go ahead and vote.
And what exactly is the proposal to do for the action? Exile?
As far as I understand, it would be okay if we now go formally requesting this Code of Conduct Council to act in the most appropriate way, he would think it would be good, and not wait any more for more requests of one or other side from the Italians.
Mm-hmm. Flori, have you had any opinion on that?
Sorry, on what?
The proposal is to send it to the Code of Conduct Council and
I disagree.
invite them to act.
I already said what the reason why I disagree.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, but then honestly, I have no strong opinion about like how to proceed. I was just thinking that would be nice to find, let's say, a common consensual plan what to do further. Bastian, you've asked for the floor.
Yes, thank you. I think it's a very intensive dialogue which is initiated by another maybe guy or group. I think it's important to moderate that need for a discussion in the PPIT Italian, and so I think it's a good idea to not even to submit it to the Code of Conduct, but please don't be shy to discuss it in the board. Whatever the Italian pirates are very important, I think. And I made a remark in the chat of that Jitsi, and so you can refer to that. But I think it's a serious situation, and we should take care for that. Thank you.
Octavia raised hand, and then Honza raised hand.
We have discussed the seriousness of this 4 times. We have twice delved very deep into this. It is not the role of this board to be mediators. However, mediation is a part of the tasks of the Code of Conduct Council. I find it appropriate for us to take this extremely seriously. And because we are taking it extremely seriously, we have both dwelled in on this matter on 4 occasions, and we are now giving it the appropriate time and space that it needs by voting on whether the new setup body that, among other things, takes on this type of issue should handle this case. I suggest that we go to voting.
Yeah. I'm definitely fine with voting. I was just expecting what is the proposal. Honza, please speak. Then Katla raised the hand.
I just noticed that there isn't anything about the Code of Conduct Council at the PPEU wiki. So yeah, I mean it needs to be updated, but it's just that for me, for instance, since I jumped into the board at a later point, like I don't really have any basis on how to decide, because I don't even know who's on the Code of Conduct Council. So that's just, yeah. So I think I'm just going to abstain.
Just to update it, it's clarified within the minutes from last 2 council meetings, but it has to be transferred to the wiki from the minutes. Katla asked for the word, and Flori asked for the word.
Pretty much just to say, agree with Okta. I want to vote on this now.
Okay, Flori.
So as I said to the board already in my last message, is yes, it was in private. I think that I don't see any demand from PPIT. I don't think they wanted to have a mediation. They just send us an alert, maybe, but I don't think. I don't know really how the COC is working and why we have to ask the COC. But it seems not to be a situation that involve the COC. I don't think it is it is a good answer to the situation to ask to the COC to intervene in this conflict. So I think that will be infantilizing, and I think if the situation were the same in France, I prefer to solve it before asking COC trying to solve it in France. And I read the answer of Emmanuel of the PPIT, and I don't really understand how the COC will intervene in this situation. I don't know what the COC can do in this situation. So let me just know how the COC can intervene and interfere, and maybe I will vote for, but no, I don't. I will not vote for that intervention.
Okay, I would give space to Exile because I believe you raised the hand. Then again, Katla, and no one else asked for the board. So please, Exile.
I understand Flori's point, and obviously, if someone coming from outer space telling Catalans how they have to behave with independence in their own home party in Catalonia, it would be very difficult. On the other way, we created this COC, and we done this with a certain aim. I would agree to you, Flori, if we tell, let's keep an eye on it. Nonetheless, if we have this organization created, why not give him a chance to mediate this somehow?
Katla, please.
Okay, so it seems that at least two people are not sure what the Code of Conduct Council would do in a situation like this. So I'm just going to read to them. The Code of Conduct Council would be an organ to the current structure of the PPBU. Its purpose is to provide a place for possible disputes and to promote an inclusive and diverse culture among the European pirate parties. The Council will function with confidentiality and adhere to sound and good privacy practices regarding all information related to blah, 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 blah. But I just want to highlight a place for possible disputes. You know, it's a place where people will take their disagreements and whatever bad blood is happening, and they will have individuals who are not in the middle of it and will look at the matter from outside and help them work things out. It is much better to take it over there than for us to continue talking about this. So again, I just really hope that we will vote on that soon.
Just to clarify it, we should definitely have the vote if the vote was proposed. However, I would prefer to finish the discussion before the vote comes. So I would like to give the people space to express their opinions before the vote. Honza, please.
Yeah, so thanks for quoting what the Code of Conduct Council should be doing. But my question was basically much baser level, basically like who's there and how, like what let's say what their technical background is to solve these problems. Because I think like when it comes to like problems like this, when it's like really very internal problem, then the problem is going to be that no one on the Code of Council, or not everyone on the Code of Conduct Council, knows Italian, and so they will have to rely on people translating these things for them. And this is, first of all, this is going to be a huge burden on whoever is going to do this work, and second of all, there could be a huge bias because the person doing the translation or the person submitting this proposal to them is just going to pick, it has the opportunity to just pick whatever he likes to translate and omit stuff. So, okay, there's one person who knows Italian on the console, but I suppose that the other ones don't. But it's just, oh, Octavio. Okay, no, it's just that I'm not sure if the 100% internal affairs of parties like this can be solved by a console like this. So I kind of think, like, let's go to the vote. But I think this is probably a waste of time for the Code of Conduct console.
Okay. Again, I see a hand risen from Katla.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I'm Bastian. I don't know. Well, I guess Hansa, I'm sorry that you haven't seen anything about the Code of Conduct Council. There's information about it both from the council meeting that was in Italy almost a year ago. The people that were voted on the council by, the actual big council in last council meeting in May, they did it with very good information about all the people that were voted on the council. You can see in the minutes from the May meeting the people that were voted on board. I wouldn't be able to say why this isn't better informed on the wiki, but I guess that's what we're going to be representing on the work meeting soon. But I'm just wondering though, so do you think you wouldn't be able to vote on this matter if we should be sending this forward to the specific council that was made for issues like this, because you don't know who's on the council or because you don't know more about the council? Because really, this is really what this council was made for.
Okay, I see hand risen from Floris. Sorry, I probably missed you, and then Honza.
So as I understand, the COC may intervene when two different pirate parties in different states, different countries, have some problem, but maybe I'm wrong.
Honza?
I don't know. I just ask. So nobody can answer to me.
Well, I guess there is an answer or like statement from Bastian in the GC chat, effectively confirming this interpretation of yours. Should I be reminding what exactly we have discussed in Milan? I think it somehow fits to my understanding that it was mainly set up in order to settle disputes within either the PPEU as the, let's say, umbrella organization, or disputes between the member parties, but not really within the parties. But I'm not really sure whether it is really an obstacle for such a resolution. Honza, please.
Okay, so let me restate, because I think I've been misunderstood. Because my worry is that, well, since the Code of Conduct Council is, again, just like PPU, is a voluntary committee, then it means like there's no administration, like, for instance, like that you could fall back on, like we have in the Czech Pirate Party, our Code of Conduct Council is also volunteer, but most of the people there are very skilled in what they're doing, and they do not have the language barrier there. And this is just a huge, the language issue is just a huge thing, because there are no employees that of PPEU that you could just tell them, oh, okay, translate the entirety of Italian Pirate Forum to us so we can make an informed decision. Instead, whoever is going to be handing the translated documents to the Code of Conduct Council is, in effect, has a huge opportunity to influence the direction in which the decision is going to sway. I've studied translation sciences, so I do know that you can very easily change people's opinions with just the way you translate. And so this is so I just fundamentally think that it's impossible for people from who do not know the language of that party to be making informed decisions about that party unless they have their own, unless every member has their own person who translates for them. So this is basically, it's a technical issue. Basically, it's not. It would be nice to have Code of Conduct Council that can also, in some cases, mediate inter-party disputes. But you would have to you would need people who are paid full time for this. Like, it cannot be done by volunteers who do not know 12 languages each.
Okay, I see hand risen from Octavia. Plus, in the minutes, there is the vote striked out with a comment retracted by Octavia. Please, Octavia, speak.
I retracted the vote because I put the proposal forward, and I'm now retracting it. We have a Code of Conduct Council, and we have pretty clear information on what it is, whether or not people find how people view competence, and whether that is relating to their skill set, whether it's relating to the languages that they speak, whether that is related to their professionalism. None of that, to me, is the conversation that we should be having at a board meeting at this point. It would be great to have an informal meeting where people update themselves or have a bigger conversation about the Code of Conduct Council. But as the person that put this forth before, I have to say that I'm just gonna, unfortunately, I'm giving up. This is not, we've had a very long conversation now that has nothing to do with the point on the agenda. The chairing of the meeting is really loose, and although I appreciate that, we don't really do, like, the way that these board meetings are run are not very effective to me. I'm really sorry to say. I work in a different way, perhaps. And we have sat here almost 2 hours. And so I think for me, I'm retracting this so people have time to talk amongst themselves and others and update themselves about the councils that we have and the things that we do and what our role as a board is. And then I'd ask the chair to go to the next point on the agenda. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. However, the proposal was proposed by Alessandro. Alessandro, are you insisting on having a vote on that issue?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other contributions to the discussion, or shall we have the vote? I see no other hands risen, so I would like to ask you to cast your votes on the proposal, which is on the line 85 of our minutes, which means send the communications from the PPIT persons to Code of Conduct Council and ask them to take the case as put forward by the individuals / party identifying as PPIT / former PPIT. Lines 86, 87, 88 for yes, no, abstain. Okay, I see 3 votes in favor, 1 vote against. Exile, do you want to cast your vote? Okay, 4 votes in favor, 1 vote against. 3 have abstained, which means the decision shall be considered approved, and I will inform the Code of Conduct Council about the respective situation. Thank you very much. Then I believe this point is resolved, and we have point number 6, which is any other business. Is there anything more we should discuss? I see no hands risen, no one. Exile, please speak.
Well, I would propose any other business to let's stay after the meeting and speak a little bit like European beer and not Pirate Beer International. What Okta said in the last statement is something which we should consider regarding motivation and participation in these meetings.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds reasonable. Okay, so if there is anything more, I would officially close the meetings at 21:50. I stop this recording and wish you all a very nice day or evening, and hope to see you soon. And if there is anyone willing to stay, I would gladly stay here as well.
I'm sorry, I gotta go. I gotta run to give something to eat to my kids. I'm sorry. They are really hungry right now and angry with me.
I am just like Alessandro's kids. I am also very hungry.
So come here. There is a carbonara today. Carbonara for you.
It's only, I think, 3,300 kilometers. I should be there.
Don't you have something like the teleport, teleporting? You're done.
I'm going to find the nearest TARDIS and come have the carbonara.
Okay, great.
You both are able to come after lunch back. You're very welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Exile.
Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great evening. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, guys.
Mikuláš, I changed